Hi guys, and welcome to Friday. As you can see, we're outside one of the projects we've got underway. Hopefully all that B-roll before we get started was really awesome. I know that Nick does an amazing job on that sort of stuff. But I wanted to take you to Kettering. I wanted to show you around one of the projects that we've got underway at the moment. It was initially going to be a HMO, but at the moment, with the demand for HMOs being a little bit lower due to COVID, we're going to be doing this as a single let, keeping it in a layout where we can HMO it later, and probably in a year or a year and a half's time, convert it into a HMO. It'll be a simple thing of just putting some furniture in. We're already going to section off the lounge, make sure that it's all ready so that we can do that. But let me take you around, show you what the guys have been up to, and show you a little bit about the project. I'll also tell you all the figures so you can get a good idea of what a BRRR project looks like and how much fat you need in the deal to make them really work. At the moment, I keep getting a lot of stuff being put in front of me where there's just not that much money in it if you do the work. So it's really important there's lots of fat in the deal when you're doing things like this, using bridging loans and all that sort of stuff. But let's go in, I'll show you around what's going on, and I'll tell you the figures as we go. Let's go, Nick. So guys, welcome to Kettering. As I said, come on in, I'll show you around the property. This property was actually, well, for guys that are regular to my channel, it's actually our mortgage broker, Clemmy, who's bought this one. And it was purchased in, I think it was June last year, for 126,000, right at the height of pessimism for the market. So to be honest, this property, it's increased in value even if she didn't do the work. She's probably made 10, 15,000 pounds on it already. But come through, I'll show you what's going to be going on with the work and why we're doing what we're doing. So, coming into this room here, which I guess would be the shared space if it was going to be a HMO, but because we're going to be using it as a single let, it would be the dining room, and then we'll have the lounge here, which as in a HMO would be the bedroom. We've still put up a wall already, so it is ready to become a HMO when we're going to convert it because the returns are so significantly better, especially in this location. It's a great location. As you can see, it's completely back to brick though, this renovation. We've had to do new electrics, new plumbing, the absolute lot. Some of the plumbing we could keep, not much of it, but to be honest, it's pretty much back to brick everywhere. Everything needed to be brought up to standard. Kitchen's out, bathroom's out, all the flooring's out, everything's been done. Already, we're 2 or 3 weeks into this project. We've got about 2 or 3 weeks left. The total cost of this renovation actually is coming in around £30,000 because that's a rewire, new kitchen, new bathroom. And as we go around, I'll probably talk you through the sort of costs for each element. For example, the rewire, the electrical stuff, the stuff that you're not going to see behind the scenes, that's going to be about £4,000 to £5,000, something like that. If we come into the lounge, I'll show you one of the things in here. So as we're in the lounge now, you can see this is where the old gas boiler was. It was actually one of the old fireplace ones, so that's had to come out. We're having to put a new boiler, relocating that. I believe it's going up into the loft. So we're going to have a new boiler relocated up into the loft. That's going to be about £2,500 to £3,000. There's a lot of new piping that needs to be done, and it all needs to be kitted out. So there's a lot of new piping that needs to be done, and all of that costs money. So just remember, new boiler, you could probably get it done for 1,500 to £2,000 if it's staying in the same place. You're going to add another 500, 600, 700 quid if you're repiping, changing layouts, changing flows, all that sort of stuff. But when you see those sort of boilers, you know you've got to change them, you know you've got to bring them up to code. It's not an issue. There's plenty of money in this deal to allow that to happen. As I said, the purchase price 126, renovation 30k, and at the end of the tour, I'll tell you how much it's going to be worth at the end. Let's go through to the kitchen though. And we're in the kitchen, guys. Hopefully that's an amazing transition. So, all new self-leveling concrete's gone down, or self-leveling compound, whatever you call it. This is going to be the kitchen. It's quite a small space. It's not massive, but it's going to be nicely fitted out. Again, everything's had to come out of this. It was a probate property, so everything was very, very old, very, probably 1970s, 60s, something like that. It all needed to come out, so that's all been done. All the new wiring's gone in, I can see that everywhere, absolutely fantastic. Bathroom comes off the kitchen, come through, let me show you. What an echoey room, I'm sorry, we're into the bathroom. I'll keep it short. Quite a compact space, not that small though, to be honest. You can easily they're gonna put a shower in here, toilet in here. It'll look fantastic. Probably a couple of days work left on this room. It's gonna look great. The cost of doing the bathroom, probably about £3,000, something like that, between £2,000 and £3,000. Kitchen, probably talking 3 to 4 with all the appliances and everything else. So we're starting to add up how this £30,000 being spent. Sort of 4,000 on the electrics, 3,000 on the bathroom, 4,000 on the kitchen. We're already up to sort of 11,000. And with the boiler, we've got another 2,500, something like that. So that's up to about 13,500, 14,000. Full replaster, full flooring, full paint, the lot. There's so much being done on this property. But let's go upstairs and have a look at the bedrooms, get an idea for how big those 3 bedrooms are up there, so we can see when we do turn this into a HMO, how much space we're working with. Let's go. So guys, you meet me upstairs and I'm in what is the smallest of the 3 bedrooms. As you can see, it's not that small, to be honest. I think the water tank used to be here. So Nick will probably put in some B-roll of where the water tank was down there, won't you, Nick?
Yep.
There's a nod. No, there's actually not a nod. It's a verbal command. It's a yes. So we've got lots and lots of space in here, well over 70 square foot, really nice room. Let's go into the other 2 bedrooms, have a look at those. Wow, what a massive room. Massive high ceilings. As you can see, I'm nearly 6 foot tall, probably 6 foot tall with these boots on, to be honest, and I'm nowhere near the ceiling. I chose the right clothes. White Versace jeans, suede shoes. That's perfect for this sort of thing. But look, massive space in here, really nice sized room. Some of these houses in Kettering, they're really, really big. Really like this room, very, very impressive. It's gonna be amazing when it's done up. Let's go to the master and see how big that is, because I think that's gonna be huge. We're gonna jump the void, look. I think we're missing a step or something. Wow, I'm not sure what they're doing with that. Something, I'm guessing. I think they said they're gonna put a downstairs toilet in here, in that cupboard. But, oh wow, look at the size of this room, Nick. This is huge. So this is really, really big. You could easily get 2 bedrooms out of this if you wanted to. I can imagine putting it in a little L-shaped corridor here, 1 bedroom coming off this way, 1 bedroom coming off that way. You'd still have 2 really good sized rooms up here. I know a lot of the houses, they use the small room for a bathroom and then have 2 bedrooms coming off here because it's got the floating freehold, this house. And the floating freehold essentially means it's got the bit that goes over the alleyway between the 2 properties. Just gives it probably an extra 3, more like 6 foot space, maybe even 7 foot space. So it makes these top rooms so much bigger. You don't have the space downstairs, obviously, because that's where the alleyway is for the houses. But upstairs, you've suddenly got such a broad amount of space up here. That's a little bit about this property. As I said, I'd tell you that all the figures when we got to the end of the tour. The purchase price, 126, renovation, probably about 30,000, somewhere in that region, maybe 35. We're talking an end valuation of between 190 and 200. If you look at the properties in Kettering, you've got to look for one that's quite wide, because this isn't one of a small, narrow 3 beds. This is one of the big 3 beds. So you really have to make sure you're comparing apples with apples. But really, this is going to be worth between 190 and 200,000 when we finished. Probably revalue at 190. You always get a little bit less on the VAT reval than you would on the sales market. But I'm really happy with this. I think it'll come out with around about £35,000 profit, before fees, before taxes, all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, because it was bought in such a bad state, probably no stamp duty on it. I'm not 100% sure, but probably no stamp duty on it. And I'm sure that this will be finished in a couple of weeks. We'll come back and we'll get all the figures. I'll also go through the rentals with you. The rental profits are pretty good on this. But guys, what I'm also doing today is I'm filming part 3 of my series of the complete guide to purchasing a property. So I'll take you behind the scenes if you like, of the filming of that last bit of the episode, because we're going up to Retford right now to film a viewing on a property. So I'll take you behind that and we'll go and have a look and see what Retford's like as a market town. Hello guys and welcome back. We are currently over at Knox Road. I just had a call from Cole over at Legacy and he said, come over and have a quick look at what we're doing in the Wellingborough project, because he's just sandblasted the basement. And I've just met the sandblaster. He was telling me how he do it. And it's basically, in order to get it all ready for tanking, they have to sandblast everything back. And he was telling me how the sand was really just recycled glass. So it's absolutely fascinating. But come on, let's go and have a look at what they've done with the basement. I haven't seen it yet. All I've seen is I met the sandblaster out here. So I haven't yet been down there, and I'm not sure suede shoes and white trousers is sensible. You with me, Nick? Oh God. Oh, it looks good though. Oh, it smells. It smells like the beach, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Look at this, guys. So this has all been brought straight back to brick now. All been sandblasted. Then they're going to start putting in some tanking. I'm not 100% sure what that means. I'm not a builder. I will make sure I find out for you and let you know when this project's finished, and I'll tell you exactly what they did. But at the moment, it's just being tanked, or going to be tanked. Looking through that space, it looks fantastic. Loads and loads of room. And I think they're going to be putting a bathroom or something down here. Again, loads of space. There is just so much space down here. What's essentially going to be happening is they're going to be putting this as a 1-bedroom studio flat now. So it was initially going to be a HMO. They're now doing it as 2 service accommodation. So a studio flat downstairs and a 3-bedroom service accommodation upstairs. So I can't wait to see how it all comes out. Boiler's been sorted. Everything, lots of the stuff in here has been done. Lots of the big stuff. You wouldn't believe how long it takes to do things like chasing out all the electrical cables and all that sort of stuff. And it's just putting it back together at this stage. Cole's saying they've got 3 weeks left on this, and then this should be finished. finished, so not very long to be honest. I can't wait to bring you back here when it's all finished and show you the finished article because it's going to look amazing. The last thing I want to say is we were going to head up to Retford and go and do a viewing, and I was going to show you behind the scenes, but I've just had a call from another guy called Mark, one of my business partners, and he's actually going to be taking that viewing. So once he's done that, he's going to do a little video for me and I'm going to react to that on my Monday videos. So I'm still going to show you exactly what we look for when we're looking around properties, but I'm not going to actually physically be there on that one. Literally just ran out of time today. He was already up in Sheffield. It just made sense for him to drop down. But anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. That project that Clemmy's doing looks fantastic. The figures are amazing. This project's coming on really well. I'll give you the figures quickly. So far I think they're looking at a spend of between 30 and 40,000 on the renovation in here, and the purchase price of 156. End value we've been told somewhere between 250 and 300. So I know that's a big broad spectrum of end value, but the agent was literally like, there's nothing like it, you know, a studio flat downstairs on this road, and it's not going to be title split, so it's going to be somewhere between 250 and 300,000 pounds. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a big like. If you haven't already subscribed, please give it a subscribe, and I will see you on Monday.